On the touchdown in Las Vegas, the second leg of the training camp. I'm feeling energized, I'm feeling refreshed. So yeah, come inside, have a look what's going on. Tough training, tough lifestyle, rough and tough. But listen, how else would I want it? I love it.
Feet, don't look for nothing, that's good. Don't look for nothing. Now step around him, upper body. Keep a rhythm now, keep a rhythm. Don't wait on him. Now you're waiting on him, mate. How do you feel?
Good.
Just be a bit sharper, mate. You're waiting on him again. You're letting him attack you and then you're trying to get away too late. Do you know what I'm saying?
So what am I bringing differently? I wouldn't say a new mindset, but definitely like a new perspective. But ultimately, everything new has to lead to a win. So yeah, that's what I'm focused on right now, just winning. With training camp, it's grueling, like there's no doubt about that. But you just need to have a clear mind and be optimistic and run towards challenges every day. And that's how I'm able to get through, is just the perspective I have on what's suffering.
Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua is officially locked in for December 19th. But the real story isn't the matchup, it's the switch that just flipped inside AJ.
Good. Good. Nice composure, good.
I'm here for a purpose, so that's the reason why I'm in Dallas. It's basically up early in the morning, ice bath, train, come back, eat, sleep, repeat. The same as it is in London to a degree, minus the 1% distractions. And in a game of sports where it's based on margins, 1% make a big difference.
The moment the date was confirmed, Joshua snapped straight into full focus mode. He's treating this camp like a mission, not a paycheck. He's already sparring, studying, and drilling, looking sharper and meaner than he has since the Ruiz redemption days.
So being out here in the States, I can really see a change in Josh. Like, his mindset is one thing that, you know, being out here, it's like so tunnel vision. It's like every single day is geared towards something in camp. So everyone back home will be like, oh, so what did you do on Thursday? You had the day off? And it's like, it's a day off, but it's a day off to get ready for the day on.
So there we have it. Back on my feet. I got through the pain of the blister. Back to work.
No smiles, no jokes, no warm-up fight energy. This is a locked-in, tunnel vision AJ who wants to remind the world exactly who he is. He's polishing the fundamentals, tightening the jab, working on timing, and moving with the kind of discipline you only see when a champion feels the world watching. You can tell he's not underestimating Jake for even a second. His preparing like Jake is a top 5 heavyweight. Because for AJ, the danger isn't Paul's power, it's the spotlight.
I want to test myself. I've been through a lot, and I want to see what I have left to give. When I say what I have left to give, I am not resting on what I have, I am building on what I have. And I want to see how far I can take myself. I know what it takes, I know what this game's about, and I'm going to push myself beyond the limits where I've been before, hence why I found myself in Dallas, because I'm trying to find an environment that can stimulate me, motivate me, and push me on to higher heights.
And Joshua is determined to control every part of that spotlight. December 19th is starting to feel less like a circus and more like a statement training camp from a man who refuses to slip again. And while AJ is grinding through camp like a guy who just remembered he used to rule the heavyweight division, we slide right into Ben Davison's reaction. And Ben looks at this whole situation like someone just told him a goldfish is fighting a shark.
Make of, I guess, this sort of crazy fight that's been potentially proposed.
What you just said is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Is that?
Yeah, like, in what realm does Jake Paul have, like, I think he's very dangerous, isn't it, really? Like, in what realm does Jake Paul have a...
Dangerous in the sense of for the health of Jake, would you say? Yeah.
Yeah, like, this is a sport that we love, and I think we need to protect that.
The man practically froze, blinked twice, and said, "What realm are we even talking about?" And honestly, he's not wrong. You, me, all of us know AJ has been fully locked in at the gym, sharpening up, drilling that jab, and moving with that cold, focused energy that only shows up when a fighter feels they've got something to prove. Meanwhile, Ben is over here stressing about safety protocols, basically saying, look, Jake's gutsy, but stepping in with Joshua? That's not ambition, that's a health hazard.
He's in front of Jake Paul, and he asked your advice, would you be advising him not to take this fight?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah. Of course. and you know, he's one of the most dangerous guys in the world to go step in a ring with. Like, you saw that with Ngannou, who was a seasoned, you know, one of the most durable men on the planet in one of the toughest sports in combat sports in the UFC, and yeah, so, but I don't know, I'll stay out of all that stuff, so.
And the funniest part, he compares it to that classic rob the bank line but flips it by saying, yeah, but Floyd wasn't trying to knock someone into next week. Ben's worried. AJ is training like he's trying to break a stopwatch. And Jake Paul is walking into a world where one wrong step gets your soul unplugged. It's wild. It's surreal. And it's one of those moments where even the calmest guys in boxing start looking around like, wait, are we really doing this?
Does a fight like that damage the integrity of the sport, would you say? For AJ being a world level contender, like, you're not going to say no at him for...
It's not my position to decide that, but I don't really know. I just... do you know the saying, like, I think Floyd done it against McGregor, saying about robbing the bank, do you know what I mean? Like, it's one of them. Yeah. But at the same time, like, it's different with Floyd. He's not like someone like AJ that could take somebody's head off, do you know what I mean?
And as we move past Ben Davison, who looks like he just watched someone volunteer to run into a hurricane, we land in front of Nikisa Bidarian, a man who talks about Jake Paul like he's unveiling a superhero origin story. And honestly, you have to admire the confidence, because Nikisa is explaining this fight with the calmness of someone ordering lunch. Meanwhile, you and I are sitting here thinking, bro, that's Anthony Joshua. But Nikisa breaks it down like Jake woke up one morning, stretched, and said, yeah, I'll take on a former unified heavyweight champion. Why not?
How dangerous is this for Paul?
This is a more dangerous fight than Gervonta Tank Davis, but it's a more winnable fight than Gervonta Tank Davis. Gervonta was small, fast, super skilled. Joshua is big, heavy puncher, but not as evasive. So I think if Jake has the right game plan, he has a pretty good shot of winning this.
And the craziest part, he's dead serious. He's talking about the Netflix global stage, Judgment Day branding, and 125 million viewer hype, and Nikisa is delivering it like it's a school assembly. That's the kind of confidence that makes you check your Wi-Fi because you think you missed a plot twist. But then he dives into the danger like it's just another bullet point, saying Joshua is a bigger puncher but less slippery than Tank Davis, which is basically like saying, relax. He's not faster. He just hits like a truck rolling downhill.
It's much less of a mismatch than AJ's 9th or 10th fight against guys who have been knocked out 20 to 25 times. Given AJ's pedigree, Jake is built for this. Jake is built for the big moments. So do I think it's dangerous for Jake Paul? Absolutely. Do I think it's also dangerous for Anthony Joshua? 100%.
I mean, we're just watching some of these punches being thrown now. Can he take something like that, Jake Paul?
Alexander Usyk took it.
Then he talks about Jake's experience like the guy has been training inside a video game. Full-time camp in Puerto Rico, heavyweight prep, bouncing between cruiserweight and heavyweight like he's changing outfits. And Nikisa genuinely believes Jake can shock the world. Not pretend belief, the kind of belief where it feels like he's already ordered the celebration banners. And honestly, I respect the ambition. Because whether you think Jake Paul is insane, brave, or just allergic to easy nights, Nikisa is selling this fight like we're watching the next chapter of boxing chaos unfold. And I won't lie, you, me, all of us, we're definitely watching.
Look at the experience that Jake has gained in the 5 years he's been in the sport. To be in your 12th or 13th fight in front of 80,000 people at AT&T Stadium in front of 125 million viewers, that's not experience you can gain normally. So he's gonna go into that event very calm and very composed. And I fully believe that he does 100% think he's going to beat Anthony Joshua.
And sliding right out of Nikisa Bidarian's yes, Jake Paul can definitely stand in front of Anthony Joshua and survive energy, we crash straight into Simon Jordan, a man who reacts to boxing chaos the same way your dad reacts when you tell him you're quitting your job to become a magician. And Jordan, oh, his cooking. You can hear the disbelief dripping out of his voice. He's sitting there like a YouTuber fighting a two-time heavyweight champion in New York on a Wednesday. Who approved this DLC update to reality? And honestly, we're right there with him. The man isn't even trying to hide it. He's bringing up fighter safety, like Jake Paul just volunteered to spar a forklift. Meanwhile, AJ is over in Texas chopping wood, lifting planets, and treating this like another standard heavyweight camp. We can pretend there's suspense here, but let's be real, every time someone mentions Jake stepping in with AJ, your brain automatically plays that slow motion this might hurt soundtrack from every disaster movie ever made.
As a YouTuber or not, he's licensed to fight, which means that the governing body should be suggesting that this is not a fight that possibly they should be looking to sanction.
Yeah.
But they will, because the sanctioning fees will be enormous. Anthony Joshua will not lose his legacy like some people are suggesting, because no one will remember it in 2 or 3 years' time. If he embarrasses himself in there, they'll remember it. If he goes in and knocks him out in 30 seconds flat, or turns it into a little bit more of a sort of Jake LaMotta, Raging Paul, holding him up for a few rounds and then knocking him out, then people will forgive it. He'll get a big bag of money, which most people in the world would take, and move on.
But Jordan doesn't stop there. Oh no. He goes full boxing purist, having a meltdown on live radio, and honestly, it's beautiful. He starts painting a picture like AJ is about to reenact a cartoon, Jake flying out of the ring like he hit launch character instead of fight. Then he hits us with the classic line, the sport is turning into entertainment. Jake is riding his YouTube empire straight into danger, and AJ might collect a giant paycheck just for showing up with his gloves tied correctly. And while Jordan is ranting, we're sitting here with popcorn, because let's face it, this fight is chaos, money, danger, entertainment, memes, history, comedy, and maybe even a physics lesson all wrapped into one. Whether you love Jake, hate Jake, or just want to see what happens when the algorithm meets heavyweight power, you and I both know we're watching every second.
But this doesn't prepare Anthony Joshua for any meaningful fights post that. And it worries me, insofar as I should be worried on behalf of Jake Paul, because he's got plenty to say for himself, that someone somewhere along the line is going to get really hurt. And you watch the fight on Saturday evening where you watch Echo Esserman get knocked out of the ring and hurt by Jack Catchall. He's a professional fighter. I don't care whether Jake Paul's a professional fighter now at a certain level. He's not even a Southern area level. He got beat by Tommy Fury. He's going to get seriously hurt if Anthony Joshua wants to turn up and do.
And look, after hearing all these reactions, watching AJ train like he's trying to bend time, seeing Nikisa talk like this is Jake Paul's superhero audition, and listening to Simon Jordan practically beg the boxing gods to intervene, here's my honest take. This fight is the perfect blend of genius and madness. On one side, you have Anthony Joshua, a man who can turn a heavy bag into confetti, entering camp with that cold, silent determination that only appears when a fighter feels their pride on the line. On the other side, you've got Jake Paul, the only human alive who treats heavyweight boxing like a side quest. And the craziest part, that's exactly why it works. Boxing isn't just a sport anymore. It's a global spectacle. And this fight is the purest example of that. Jake brings the eyeballs, AJ brings the artillery, and together they've created a matchup that makes even hardcore fans stop scrolling. As much as we laugh at the chaos, as much as we joke about the insanity, you can feel the tension rising. Because if AJ shows up sharp, focused, and mean, this could be a brutal reminder of what heavyweight power really looks like.
Joshua wants to turn up and just make it look like an exhibition. I don't know what that helps Anthony Joshua do besides get a big paycheck. If that's all he needs and that's all he wants, given the fact that he's been demolished by Daniel Dubois in his most recent fight, I thought Anthony was built sterner stuff than that.
But many people just want to see Joshua back in the ring, Simon. But they want to see him fight again.
Well, they want to. No, they don't. They want to see him fight a legitimate fighter. They want to see if Anthony Joshua is now done. They want to see if Anthony Joshua being destroyed by Daniel Dubois is the end of the golden boy journey that apparently rebooted British boxing.
But if Jake survives, competes, or even lands something clean, boxing might have to reboot the whole system. One thing's for sure, December 19th isn't just a fight, it's an event. And all of us, whether we admit it or not, are locked in.